Hi, I am Sherry, your retired event planner, who's bringing you some event hacks and money saving tips on what you should spend your money on and what you should not spend your money on. Things that you should make, things that it's better off buying. Um, for your business to be successful. Yes, I'm retired and don't have my business before due to anymore, but there are some things being worked on right now. In the meantime, I love helping people and I love giving people information, because when I was coming up in the ranks of event planning, I had nobody to really give me any information. I had a lot of failed attempts before I actually got to a positive outcome. And that's with a lot of things. So I'm pretty sure that you're struggling with that too. But you want to make money. We want to be successful. We want to be in the business of making money at the same time, of building our inventory and etc. One of the main things I feel like you should have in your event business is going to be backdrops, backdrop kits. You're gonna there's so many different types of backdrops out there. Most people ask questions like, oh, what's the best one for me to get? And a lot of people go, ooh, this one cheap. This one is $50 on Amazon. Yes, it is $50. I've been there. I paid $50 for the backdrop. These are going to be more backdrops for photo shoots and stuff like that you see a lot of the photographers use in their studios. So those are going to be those type of backdrops. Well, there are people out there who say, hey, purchase this, you still can get the same look, which is true. You still get the same look for a cheaper dollar. And I understand if you have to do that because, something's coming up, and all of a sudden you needed something quick and you didn't even spend all that money, I got you, believe me. Look, I got one sitting over there now, but that was, I ordered those by mistake. They were, I kind of feel like they false advertised them. So when they came in, I was like, I don't want these things, they were so flimsy. And that's the thing about those. They're flimsy. After a couple of moving around and stuff like that, it's going to start to break. They're going to start to break down. You're going to start to have to use tape to hold up the uprights and things like that. And that's not something that you got time for. Because when we get to event spaces and we get in somewhere that we need to set up, we want to get there, we want to put stuff down, and we just want to pop, 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 and go. That's exactly what we want to do. So I'm here to help you with a lot of hacks on to make things a lot more easier. I know there are people out here that are event planners that, they would say, no, make your own this, make your own that. But sometimes when you're making your own stuff, you got to remember, it's like ingredients to a cake or something like that. You got to buy the stuff to go into it to make it. And if you've never made it before, you're going to risk it maybe not turning out right. So one of those things that I felt like once I got my hands on it and once I got a taste of it, there was no going back. And that's going to be the backdrop stand. The pipe and drape backdrop stand. Let's use the proper lingo. This is a pipe and drape backdrop stand. They connect and connect. These are going to be the ones that you see at a lot of expos and stuff like this. These bad boys right here are so tough. When I say so tough, they are great investments. This is one of the things that you want to spend your money on. You want to spend your money on pipe and drape backdrop kits. Even if you have to buy one at a time. Believe you me, like I said, I asked for a backdrop stand off of Amazon, a pipe and drape backdrop stand off of Amazon for my birthday some years ago. And a friend of mine purchased it for me, and when it came in and I realized how easy it was, it made things so much more easier. I'm talking about so much more easier. I was spending way less time setting up backdrops, even layered backdrops, and we'll get into that later on how we accomplish those looks. And if it behoves to pay the money for the actual stuff, or are there some corners you can cut to achieve the same look and also bring more lifetime span to your inventory. Because we all know white tablecloths is something that you always have to replace. And see, nowadays, nobody's really using chair covers as much anymore, but chair covers was one of those things that you always had to replace, you know. So we want to look into items that kind of like stop us from having to replace and also brings us more profit on it versus us losing money on it, because we have to replace it so much. I have not had to replace any of my backdrops except when I bought the ones that were for photo shoot backdrops, because like I said, the way the uprights go or they're just not all the way up, so you have to lift it up and then lift it up, and sometimes it doesn't hold, so now you end up taping. It's just, listen, when I say there have been, and I know a lot of y'all can say the same thing. If you went on the back of something of mine, you probably would have been like, oh, this thing all rigged up. But I achieved my look, and I took a lot of time wasted on trying to achieve that look. But once I did it, I was able to then work faster and faster. Because let me tell y'all, me and my daughter would go into an event, and we'll have a whole event set up for 50 people, 2 hours tops, balloons, tables, backdrops, everything, you know. So it was all about time with me, you know, because I've also had other stuff to do in the same day sometimes. Okay, so back to the backdrop stand. Okay, this is going to be considered a pipe and drape backdrop. Pipe and drape backdrop. This is like hardcore hardware for your backdrops. The bases. These are, also listen to the lingo, because if you type this stuff in when you're searching for it, pipe and drape backdrops, this is what's going to show up. It's not going to show you too much of those picture backdrops. So that's the lingo that you need to use. Now, the parts that go to it. You have bases. Now you have two different types of backdrop bases or backdrop stand, the way that they're actually set up. Okay, so this one right here is going to be one that you actually screw the uprights into. So you have to screw them into the base. They have like a thing on the bottom that has thread on it, and the other piece on the bottom of the, I'm sorry, y'all, it's storming outside. The base has thread, like a female thread, I think, and you just twist it into there. Now, you have that kind. Then you have the slip fit kind, which means that on the base there's going to be a tall stick that stands up. Let me. And they're heavy. These things are about 10 pounds a piece. So you see this? There's a silver back. So the base is silver. And instead of it being the screw-in one, like I told you, this stands up inside it. So it's automatically like this. And the slip overs, what happens is it just slips over it and it stays up. And it stays up. So, 2 different types, okay? Now let me add some more to the 2 different types. Now, these are uprights. The poles on the sides are going to be considered your uprights. There are 2 types of uprights. You have uprights that are just stationary. These are stationary uprights, meaning they don't break down. It's just a pole, the whole pole. Then you have the ones that break down, you know, so it's like pieces. So you might have a bottom piece and then you have to snap another piece into the top. So that's another style. Now that style can also be in screw-in or slip over as well. Next, you're going to have your crossbar. Your crossbar is going to have 2 little hangers on the end, because at the top of your upright, there are slashes in there. It's like little hole slots. There's hole slots in the top of them, and like I said, y'all, these things go through it. See this hole slots? These are hole slots. So on the upright, there's a little hanger on each end of the pole. And all this does is snap right into there. Boop, boop. And it's up. The thing is up. The backdrop is then up. So, you have this backdrop up now. Like I said. And the up and the crossbars come in different styles. So you can have the straight crossbar. I also have the circle crossbars to create a circle backdrop because I can still use these same uprights. I just have to use 4. And what happens is I build a circle gazebo. If you want to do a straight box gazebo, you just add 2 more backdrops. You just add another backdrop kit to this. Bring your crossbar here, bring a crossbar out here, and a crossbar across the front. And now you have a complete gazebo. And we'll be doing videos and stuff on that type of stuff as well later. But first I just wanted to get you guys on the right track to what to purchase. This is a to purchase item. This is to purchase. It would behoove you to purchase this. You might come out on the front end paying money for this, but this right here would pay itself back because it just would. The more you add to it, the more you can, guess what, drape a room. Next thing you know, you're draping rooms. And now you're charging $800 to $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 just to drape a room. Taking that money and buying more kits. You see what I'm saying? That's what you do. So a lot of people think that being in an event business is that first, especially when you're first starting, it's all about making money, making money, making money. No, it's not about making money all the time. It's going to be about reinvesting into yourself. If somebody wants these colors, red, black, and white, 1 week, and they pay you, so you know you have black and white. All you have to do is add red onto that. The next week, somebody says, hey, I want a pink, black, and white event. Okay, now you just have to buy pink for that event. And now you have red, black, and white, pink, black, and white. Now you're expanding your inventory the proper way. So invest into yourself. Invest into yourself. If you're charging people, do not just look at, oh God, I just got to charge them because I need to make this money. No, you are going to go broke. You're going to go broke. You're not going to be successful. You're going to put out crap work because you're only doing it for the money. You're going to need to reinvest in yourself at all times. And there are going to be certain things that you just need to spend the money on. This is one of those things that you should spend your money on. Like I just showed you, it looks beat up, but it works perfect. Nobody knows that. Nobody knows that the ends are beat up because the ends are covered. When the whole backdrop is covered, the ends are covered. You don't see that. And when you're traveling with them, you know, you can get the cases or whatever and stuff like that. You don't have to worry about too many pieces. You see what I'm saying? These are just big pieces, you know, that go to it. When you're dealing with the photo shoot backdrop, there's pieces you got. You know, you got that little screw thing you can't lose because that's how you tighten it to stay up. And this. We just, we're not doing that. We're working smarter, not harder this time around. That's what we're doing. And I know there are so many new event planners out there now. They're asking for help. They're wanting help. And you know, a lot of the old event planners, they're doing exactly like what was done to me with those older event planners. It was just like, oh, I'm not telling you nothing. Figure it out yourself. Well, guess what? I'm here to help if I can. I'm here to help. No, I don't do stuff completely perfect, but I have so many hacks and so many money-saving, you know, things to let you know that can just help you be successful. Okay, so we talked about the backdrop kit, right? We did. We talked about that. We talked about, no, we didn't talk about the price of it. Okay, so my first one, like I said, someone bought for me. It ran that person under $200, but I had a backdrop kit that was 20 by 10, meaning there were 2 sections of this. So there's 1, 2, and another pole on the end, 3. So 2 crossbars, and it was actually 20 feet long. So that's how much that ran. it was actually the slip over ones that I was first introduced it to. So once I got a taste of this, then it was great. Okay, so now you're gonna look at maybe spending $300 on a 10 by 20. You might spend $300, but listen, it's an investment. It's an investment. It's an investment. It's one of the best investments that you would get. It will save you so much time to get a backdrop like this, or to get any type of backdrop hardware to set up gazebos or whatever like this. This actual pipe and drape style. The breakdown, it doesn't matter which one of the pipe and drapes you get, as long as it's just like the one that, you know, as long as it has these bases, these type of bases, either slip on or screw on, and your uprights, or you can tell when you look at this, because they do have another kind. They have a black dusted one as well, and it's kind of, the poles are kind of like a chalk feel. I'm not doing all that for what? Nobody's gonna see that. Okay? So you might can find it cheaper. I'm pretty sure we can find it cheaper somewhere. But this is a must buy. A backdrop, pipe and drape backdrop kit is a must buy. And as you continue to grow your business, make sure you add to it and add to it. I don't care if you just order one base and one pole and another a crossbar to add to it, and just keep adding it like that. It doesn't matter. This is just an this is a great investment. This is something that you need to spend your money on. Something you shouldn't spend a lot of money on. It's gonna be something like this. This is a sequence panel, a sequence drape panel. Now I have different, there's different types of material backdrops, you know, to achieve different looks. A lot of people really love the sequence, anything sequence, you know, but sequence and sparkle stuff is going to be expensive. If you were to go online and try to find a backdrop panel at least 10 feet. Now let's listen. You have backdrops that go all the way to the ceiling as well, so they get taller. Now, if you needed to get a sequence panel for that, that's gonna run you $100 just for one piece like this, and you might need way more than that. So, what's the hack to saving money on your sequence or any type of backdrop? As long as you can achieve the look, it's an easy. What can I say? It's easy to. It's not an expensive mess up. So if you mess up on it, it's not expensive. It won't hurt you. It really won't hurt you. You can always find something else to do with the material. Now, I have no time to just be messing with material now. I had no time to do material. So what I started to do is I started to go on Amazon and look for sequence tablecloths, sequence long table, the long tablecloths. And I was like, okay, what size? I think this is a 56 by 106 tablecloth. And I said, okay, maybe if I get this and hot glue a pocket across the top. So if you look right here, there's a pocket. That's what you call your drape pocket. The pole goes through the drape pocket. It's so easy to do. I'm talking about so easy to do. So when you get your tablecloth, and see, this is the great thing about it being a tablecloth, it already comes, with the seams and everything like that. You don't have to worry about the ends being all ragged or anything because it's a tablecloth already. So you take the shorter end of the tablecloth and you just fold over a little bit, get you a hot glue gun, and just glue it down. I promise you, it will look like you bought this from CV Linen, because CV Linen will charge you almost $100. And see, what you want is the length of it. That's really what you want, is the length. And for the length, that's where it gets expensive. So you want the length. This right here is kind of short. This is still kind of short because this is a 10 by 10. So This is still kind of short to me. I like for it to puddle a little bit more because you gotta remember, like if we were to take this and go this way, look how short it is. It will come off the ground. Like it won't really cover that. It won't really cover that. So if we swoop it to one side, it's not gonna cover the base. So I try to stick with that. So sometimes with the different, and I'm talking about different colors, all type of colors. I've had orange, green, red, purple, turquoise, and when I moved, for some reason I just went and looked at all my sequin stuff. So many of my sequins backdrops that I made are missing. Just for me helping people out or letting people hold stuff, they're just missing. But I said, you know what, it's okay. I'm just gonna go back to what I know and hack this stuff. Now this right here ran me. Some of them are gonna be, they're all gonna be under $20. They're all under $20, but some of them ran me like $12.99. Some would run me about $16.99, depending on the color a lot of the times. It would be like $16.99 for just one tablecloth. So now if it's $100, you done made yourself how many sequins? Then when you don't have to use it, you can just take it off and you can still use it as a tablecloth. This is gonna be one of your successful hacks. Listen, it's not hard. There's no reason you should even mess this up. It's just hot glue in a pocket. Fold it over and hot glue it and stick it. That's it. That is absolutely it. So that's one of my hacks for a backdrop kit. My next video, I'll probably be showing hacks on balloon columns. What I use to hold my balloon column, hold my balloons on and stuff like that. I'll just be doing a lot of different hacks, showing you guys different hacks on things that I have just accomplished and was successful with. And things like that. So any questions, y'all could just leave comments down below. I'll try to get to them as much as I can or as fast as I can, but just leave comments down below. But this is just gonna, like I said, be a feed that's gonna educate you on certain things. I'll show you how to do table setups. I'll show you how to do, if you're still using chair covers, we'll go over some chair cover tutorials. We'll go over some chair band, chair sash tutorials. How can we hack that type of stuff? How can we make certain table decor, certain things that's different, but it stands out. And some of these things you can find in Dollar Tree. Some of these things you can find in just Walmart and stuff like that. Some of these things you can find in Marshalls, TJ Maxx, whatever. And then all of a sudden, just get your mind to thinking, and next thing you know. So, but our buy for the day, the thing that we should buy is gonna be a backdrop kit. Pipe and drape backdrop kit. The things that we should not spend so much money on is gonna be so much money on for one item. Now you can spend a good amount of money and get as much as you want. Makes sense, see? But you don't want to spend the money that you could have got way more items with on just one thing. No, that's not how it works. So this item right here is something, yes, you need to buy, yes, you would need. But do not buy the actual drape. So we got a thing that we should buy and invest in, and we got our investment hack that goes along with it. You see what I'm saying? So now you'll spend the money on the kit, you'll save the money on the look. You see what I'm saying? So yes, I'm Kama. I am your retired event planner, bringing you hacks, bringing you things that you should buy and shouldn't buy. And like I said, any comments or questions, please leave it below. And I will see you guys on the next video with the next buy, don't buy, and hack. Have a good one, y'all.